Got it.
So fancy. Hey
I
guys,
love it when she tells us that.
right? It feels so professional.
Me
Uh,
too.
I always forget too that we're on camera. I almost just like went to go talk. Anyways, so welcome to the duck pond.
Pan.
And today we're talking about Boba Fett or the Book of Boba Fett. One of my favorite Star Wars characters for sure. So I don't know. Let's get into it because there's a lot to cover, even in just 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And I will say this from the get-go: if you don't know a lot about Star Wars, like if you're just like somebody's boyfriend, girlfriend that's like watching the show because your girlfriend, boyfriend likes it, you're not going to understand what's going on. To a certain extent.
That's
I will say
okay
that.
because before the show, Boba Fett never really had anything else going on besides he was there for like 6 minutes.
Yeah. Just showed up by accident.
Yeah.
So the Book of Boba Fett has the same guy that does the music for The Mandalorian, uh, Ludwig Göransson, and
Yeah.
but right off the hop, you can kind of tell, like going into it, that it's going to be a darker, like grittier Mandalorian type version.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like,
More like mafia, right? It's
yeah,
like how
yeah,
he's the crime boss and
yeah,
pay me my
exactly.
tribute. Yeah.
Which is so badass. It's just so good. Um, and it's directed by Robert Rodriguez, who actually cameos in a couple parts of it, which is
Oh,
fun.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Where
But
does he
I'll
cameo? Oh,
uh
okay.
I can explain it later. But yeah, one of
Okay,
them's
do
like
that.
that
Do it
mayor guy.
later.
Yeah. Dude, like I want to be surprised later. So this comic or this show like kind of is loosely based or has some parts from it, the comic that was released in, was it February, the Bounty Hunter. I read
Oh,
some of
the
them.
War of the Bounty Hunters, where
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I've yeah, read some of those. Those are super intricate. Again, like not your first. I should not have picked them up like a cocky asshole and been
Yeah,
like,
it
oh, I
was like
got this.
yeah, it had like all the same like the Star Wars just canon comics, then Dr. Aphra, Darth Vader,
Had a lot.
IG-88, Bosk, and those were just like tie-ins to the main story. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was a lot, but
Yeah, it can be a lot.
yeah. So it's kind of a big year for Boba Fett, or a big year and a half, because he's got his own comic now, and now he's got the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah,
Uh, who's played by, is it Tamira Morrison?
yeah.
He's supposed to be like 41 in the show, around that age
Oh,
apparently.
yeah.
Because I looked that up.
Wait. Is Boba Fett supposed to be 41?
Yeah,
Or is yeah, okay.
like in the show at this
Okay, yeah,
point
all
in
right.
time, whenever,
Yeah.
because it's, as we know, it starts with, well, we should say spoilers if you haven't figured out already that this is going to be a spoiler episode. Um, Starts with him crawling out of that sand pit. The, what's it called?
The
The
Sarlacc.
the Sarlacc.
Yeah.
I always
The
just
way
kind of,
the
sorry, guys.
same way. Did you watch that video I sent you?
Like just now, yeah. With
Yeah. The Patton Oswald, that was 9 years ago. 9 years ago, that was on Parks and Recs.
He's a huge Star Wars fan, and he's
He's
hilarious.
a he's a huge just nerd.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah, he
just.
loves it all. He's pretty cool. I like him.
Mhm. And side note, he's married to a crime author that passed away that solved the Golden State Killer case.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Look it up,
The
guys.
more you know,
The more you know.
because knowing
Uh,
is half the battle. G.I. Joe, carry on.
G.I. Joe. Yeah, so we have him crawling out of that Sarlacc, all like gritty and sandy, and I felt like I could
I
feel
loved
that scene.
I loved how he how did like it doesn't show it, but I think he like because he starts just flame throwing. I think he like superheated his armor and just climbed through it.
Oh, that's why he's all fucked
burnt
up.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Or,
wondering that.
I'm sure laying in the desert with two suns beating down on you probably doesn't help.
Yeah, in metal. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I hate sand. I actually am one of those people that dislike going to the beach because of sand. So I can't even
It's
imagine.
coarse and it's gritty and it gets everywhere.
It gets everywhere,
Take it
especially
easy
when you've
there,
been coming out
Anakin
of a
Skywalker.
So what they didn't really, well, I guess they mentioned it in like Mandalorian, but they haven't mentioned it yet here, is that Boba Fett's actually supposed to be a clone, right? Like an unaltered clone of Jango Fett.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So they
That's
haven't
why
mentioned that
that's
yet.
why that's why they can use the exact same actor, right?
Yeah, saves on costs because Disney,
Oh yeah.
is hurting, you know.
Oh yeah.
So because I had a couple questions when I was watching the show, like why he kept taking off his helmet. Because I was like, he's a Mandalorian, like they're not supposed to take off their
Well,
helmet, but he's not.
he's not a true Mandalorian, right?
Right. So that's I had to kind of research that because the show, even as someone that grew up with watching Star Wars, uh, gave me a lot of questions. So I had to look it all up. Yeah, so he dresses as the Mandalorian to emulate his father, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. Daddy issues.
Daddy issues. Well, you did see him get beheaded. Like that's
Yeah,
gotta
that
hurt.
was pretty cool.
That's gotta hurt.
Did you know in the Clone Wars, he because you know how he picks up the helmet, he
Yeah.
actually puts a bomb in it and tries to kill Mace Windu.
Which
Yeah.
sounds about par. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally Boba Fett.
So as we kind of mentioned before, like before we dive more into the show, Boba Fett was first seen in Star Wars Xmas or Xmas Star Wars. Xmas? Xmas? How
I
do you
don't know.
say
That whole thing was a shit show. Star
uh
Wars Christmas special. We
yeah,
can just call it. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure they called it Christmas special.
yeah. So he was like a cartoon in that. And
Mhm.
then a month later he was in a parade with Darth Vader, had like 4 lines.
It was actually a month before, and no one
Oh,
and I seen it on the Disney on the documentary they have. It was a month before, and nobody like realized it till the movie had been out for 2 months. That
oh,
they were
they're
like,
like,
"Holy crap!" He was at a parade in it was in George Lucas's town.
fuck, man. And like, what a cool character to kind of like tease. I don't know if they meant to tease it, but like, just to have him in there with Darth Vader, they're just like, who's
George
that
Lucas was
guy?
probably like, "I can do whatever I want." Boba Fett, get out there.
I'm George fucking Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So I wrote a lot of notes. So I hope you guys are ready for this because we're flipping the page. So basically Boba Fett, to skip some history because there's a ton, uh gains more reputation, obviously working for like Jabba and Darth Vader. Uh there's a subplot that isn't mentioned in the Star Wars. That's like he stops on a planet to do something, so Han Solo doesn't get or doesn't die in like carbonate, and then that's what starts the bounty wars. He loses Han Solo.
Oh,
Yeah, so they skip
can't lose
all of
Han
that.
Solo.
Yeah, eventually he wins because he takes him back to Jabba,
Yeah.
but which so he kills Jabba's like side guy, right? I forget his name. He's got like a dickhead, as I call it. Like the
Oh,
yeah, what's his
I
name? Nobody
can't
gives a
remember.
fuck, right?
Bib Fortuna.
Okay, he looks like he
Yeah.
would have tuna in his name.
Yeah.
Uh, so he takes over that guy. I really did like them coming in to Jabba's palace and kind of like doing like a nostalgia, I guess, like of to like when Princess Leia came in to save Han. I don't know if
Hmm.
you noticed that, but it's kind of like a creepier, dingier Jabba Hut.
Yeah, it's kind of like run down now, and it's past
Yeah,
its glory days.
yeah.
It's not
Watch.
thriving under Bib Fortuna like it did under Jabba.
Shocker. Uh,
Yeah, I know, eh? Shocker. Look at that piece of crap.
so basically, I have a lot to unpack because episode one has two subplots or two plots, right? Of him where he is now trying to like get tributes and be a gangster, not even be a gangster, but just like I rule this now,
Yeah, this is
right?
mine now. You pay me like you did Jabba, and I'll protect you.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, he runs a protection racket.
Yeah,
And
that's
if he
not
burns
mafia.
down your house or shoots a jetpack rocket into it, you should have paid your bills.
Well, even like the cantina part, right? Even the cantina is kind of like run down
Mhm.
and kind of sad. And then he goes to that new place, or whatever, that's got a lot of those new, or not new characters, but old characters, like that elephant guy.
Oh, when he went to the cantina, they're on Tatooine, right?
I think so, yeah. Because it's the one that I think Luke went into, and they're like, no
Yeah,
droids or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So
No
yeah,
droids
carry on.
allowed. Okay, okay, okay. So, sorry, I'm reading my notes.
It's all right.
So you have him taking power. I did notice, and like I kind of found this funny because like he has Jabba's throne, right? And it's got Jabba's language. Well, you assume it's Jabba's language around it. But the reason they had to make that giant platform was because like Jabba literally was just too fat of a fuck to like fit in his throne.
Hey, he was a hut.
And
Did
it's
you
like,
see his cousins? He was perfectly acceptable.
oh god, that scene too is just hilarious, but probably for reasons that shouldn't be hilarious.
Oh my god, I know, eh? We'll talk about that when we get to it. But
So and then he keeps the throne on that giant thing because he's like, well, it might be like less intimidating if I just like go down to the skinny guy throne. But so he's at the palace, and then you go back to flashbacks when he's in that like tank thing that heals you, I guess.
the
The
back
water
to
tank.
tank.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Luke's in one in one point,
Hmm.
a standing up one. But
Yeah.
so he has flashbacks to when like which is also hilarious to me. He gets out of the Sarlacc or whatever, and he's just like immediately robbed. Like
I know.
like fuck, you were waiting by like what? Who waits by the Sarlacc? It's got a
Those
digestion
dudes, man, it's very
experience.
lucrative. Those
A lot of
guys
people
just
thought
drive around the
better.
desert robbing people.
And then he's saved by saved by the Tuscans, as in they save him enough to like drag him,
Yeah.
which is
They
kind of sorry. Go ahead.
they enslave him for a short while.
For a short while.
And then they get him there,
Yeah,
and like they have him tied up with the other one, and he's
that little bitch
uh,
alien.
oh my god, right? It's like I think it's a universal, like, you just look at some people and you're just like, you're a piece of crap.
Yeah, I know you're a
I
piece
think
of
it,
shit.
yeah, I think that guy's like whole planet. They're just a bunch of narcs.
I did enjoy like so he's tied up with that guy. He tries to run away or whatever, gets like immediately caught, and but then kills that like Mortal Kombat looking character. Like the
Oh, the Goro. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it was actually called, but as soon as it popped up, I was like, yo, that's fucking Goro.
right?
Yeah.
So
But
and
who
then he's
can his ass? Come on.
And so yeah, so then they bring back the head of that character, and he's immediately like one of them, I guess, or he's earned enough respect that he's not tied up with the narcs.
Yeah. What happened to the narc? Did he
I think
die?
he got eaten by a Mortal Kombat guy.
Oh yeah, he didn't come back.
Mm-mm.
No, yeah, that's what you get.
Yeah, kind of. That's
Yeah,
what his character is there for, to die
yeah, right.
immediately.
That's what happened to Greedo too.
Yeah, you
Sean
see?
Han shot him like immediately. I think Han
Immediately.
shot first.
It kind of does look like he shot first, but whatever.
You know what? I think Han's smart enough to shoot first.
Yeah, that's true. I do hope that, like, side note, hope that Han Solo shows up in this series.
Ooh, that'd be good, eh?
That would be really cool. Either, I guess it would
No,
be
but you
older
know
Han.
what? But no way.
No.
Harrison Ford, no way. They wouldn't get him for this. He'd laugh at them and then probably like throw a bunch of old man curses at them and hang up.
I don't know, man. If they can make Linda Hamilton look young again, I feel like they can
No.
make him look young enough.
Oh no, he won't come back. He'll be like, "Are you kidding me? You killed me. You promised. You promised I'd never have to come back.
You promised I died."
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, so I put in like my review is like the first episode all in all is pretty good. Like it sets you up for the even better episode 2 that we'll go into. Yeah. I really did feel like it's set up for like a more, like we were saying, kind of grittier series. Like Boba is a good guy in the sense where he won't kill you for the purpose of killing you, but like he'll kill you
not unless someone's paid him enough anyway.
Yeah, well, exactly. But he's trying to kind of get away from that, which is like kind of mentioned in episode 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. They kind of shit on him. They're like bounty hunter.
Yeah. Yeah, rest well, bounty hunter. I would love that. If somebody was like, rest well, bounty hunter, I'd be fuck yeah.
Right. Be like,
right?
You think that offends me? Why don't you give me the nickname the Hammer next?
Right? I would love that too.
Yeah. Call me the Hammer. Hammer of space justice.
So many nicknames. Yeah. So episode 2, I fucking loved. You got a lot there. You got the twin Jabbas or whatever from his country, the fat fucks that come in. You got
they were
Wookiee.
like weird. They were like,
yeah, I didn't.
But like, you know what I did like? How like if you looked at the guys that were like holding them up, every now and then one of them would be like, struggling about to fall.
That even that I noticed, like, because I was like, man, they can't even, like, they have to keep them elevated even when they're talking. Like,
they have
can we hurry this conversation up? You fat fucks.
You want to know something even worse? It's Star Wars. They have hover technology. These people don't need, they're making these people carry them just to be like, fuck yeah, I am so powerful. People will carry me.
Well, if you noticed,
I'd be like, let's turn the hover thing on and just pretend we're carrying them.
If you notice, though, the people that are carrying their like fat sled are the same people that are on that train. Like, it's the same species, I'm pretty sure, because they kind of look like monsters, right? So like seeing that, I'm like, well, if they're like gangsters on this train, it must mean like a hierarchy. But that's me probably overanalyzing it. But anyways, I get really into it, and then I'm like, see all these conspiracies. I don't know. I even put, you get to see fat fuck Jabba cousins in my notes. And you get
liked seeing some other huts that other than Jabba though.
Yeah.
And like it's just like, and just they're all gross.
Yeah. Like how does the species survive evolution?
They're just really powerful, I guess. I don't know.
Like the pug.
everyone just listens to them. I don't know why. Like Princess Leia doesn't seem that strong, and she choked out one of the most powerful ones with a chain
Yeah.
in a bikini.
Yeah, and she's like 90 pounds in that.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. Like they're the pug of the Star Wars universe. They should not be living, but
Yes. You
so
are an affront to nature.
so and then you get to meet that Wookiee bounty hunter who I looked it up because I wasn't sure. Black K or Santy is his name.
Black
Black K, it says.
Craston or Cariston. Yeah, no, I looked it up too. It's hard to pronounce. There's a lot of letters.
We'll call him Santy because that's another name and it's easy to say.
I'm gonna nope, can't call him Black Chewbacca.
It's racist.
Yep.
But he looks bad ass, and I'm excited.
Yeah, it was cool seeing another Wookiee, eh?
Yeah. And like he looked more scary than Chewbacca.
Oh,
like,
definitely.
To me, like definitely. Well, Chewbacca is just not like a big teddy bear though, so
yeah.
yeah.
But in the comics, him and Boba Fett used to be partners.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Sad. I feel like that'd be such a good duo.
Right?
My best.
It's kind of like the perfect mirror to Han Solo and Chewbacca, right?
Yeah.
Boba Fett and this Wookiee, Black Creston. I'm gonna keep trying to say his name.
Creston?
Caristan, I think.
Caristan?
Yeah. Well, they didn't say his name. They'll say it in probably the next episode or so. That's the midway part for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it goes basically, I think the rest of the episode's a flashback to him with the Tuskens.
Doing that awesome train heist.
Yeah. I love that he brings those to them and they immediately start scrapping them.
Yeah, he's like, no, stop it. These are mine.
Yeah. Like, that's all we know how to do.
Yeah, this is what we do, dog.
Yeah, then the training scene again, it's kind of like what I don't know who to thank here in terms of like Disney or the director, but I noticed in all the Disney shows there's always like, even in the grittiestness, there's like that little bit of humor that's just like, yeah, this is exactly what this would probably look like when you're training a bunch of like hypothetical Tuskens how to use these machines.
Yeah,
and there's like
these people that have lived in the deserts. He's like, like a bantha. And I loved it. As soon as the guy got on it, I was like, he's gonna immediately like pull back and go flying backwards. And I was like, yeah.
All in all, it was good because like you don't really get any of their story or like culture or any glimpse of that in any of like the movies, right? You're just like, oh, there are these scrap fucking people. Like
there's these people that stole a bunch of shit in the first movies. Then Anakin Skywalker cut them to pieces.
Yeah, like they were almost so not, I don't know, important that like when I saw that Boba Fett was going to be like go on that arc, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to care about this.
Yeah.
But I did.
No, they definitely in 2 episodes, Tusken Raiders are badass. Like that one.
Yeah, where he's like, hold your staff.
The warrior guy.
All of that was just a really good scene all in all. Like, and you really saw that like the Tuskens kind of like look after each other. They're actually like a pretty loyal bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And
to each other.
To each other, yeah. And then when they finally take down that train, this is the first time, and I don't know if this makes me like behind, but I didn't realize the Dune world was linked to Star Wars whatsoever. And you didn't. So I just
No,
watched
I
Dune
didn't see
recently.
that.
Okay. And it's I fell asleep to it, but part of it is like they're trying to transport what a thing called spice across deserts.
Drugs. That's what
Drugs.
it is. And yeah.
Yeah. So when they find that spice, that's an overlap of those two worlds.
Are you
And
sure?
yeah, I looked it up because I was like, isn't Spice from Dune?
Because well, Star Wars has been spice, like that's been like since like some of the first movies, like Han
Yeah.
Solo was running spice.
Okay. Well, at home, if you
I
have
think
made
he
it this far
was.
in the video, tell us.
Yeah. Tell us, we're not sure.
Yeah, I think it's an overlap, but maybe I'm wrong. And if I'm right, it'll make me so happy inside because it'll be the
It
first
could
time.
be. Isn't the guy that plays Poe Dameron? He was in the new Dune movie, wasn't he?
I fell
I've
asleep to it.
I've actually never watched Dune or read the books or
No, me
anything to
neither.
do with it ever. So
I'm probably gonna rewatch it now with a new interest. Because I fell asleep to it, so I have no idea.
I'll
Zendaya's
watch
in it.
Gremlins again.
The chick that's plays Mary J or whatever.
Oh yeah.
She's in it. Yeah, she's like the
Cool.
love interest. Anyways, back to Boba Fett.
Yes.
So yeah, you get to see like where Boba Fett kind of learns his combat skills. They take down the train. They pose that idea where you got to pay a toll to like go over the desert or whatever, which I think isn't
More mafia shit.
More mafia shit. He's really good at it for somebody that doesn't want to be a godfather.
He's great at it. He's
right?
like, and he's not even negotiating for himself. He's like, you can do this for my friends, okay?
Yeah.
Or they're gonna fucking kill you.
they have cool sticks. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is also my next point. So, super random scene. They're like, yeah, we got the train or whatever. And then, or maybe it was after the train. Either way. And they give him this lizard and he's like, cool, thanks for this weird lizard. And then it immediately jumps into his face. And he just trips balls for like 4 days.
He's like, I'm sorry. I think I ate it.
I don't know what happened here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't exactly know
him after everything he did for them. Yeah. I think it's probably for them. It's like it's probably like a rite of passage. Like don't natives have a thing like that? Like a spirit quest where they don't eat and they just kind of go out into the for. I don't know. I think got there are something
like that.
Yeah. But yeah. I think it had to do with that, like, you know, them fully bringing him into their like fold, right?
Yeah, because then he gets like the point of it, I guess, is to go and find his staff, right? So, like, you know how hard finding a tree in the desert is? Like, how long was he gone?
Maybe he dug it up. He did find a 4-armed thing in the desert earlier just by digging. Fucking Goro.
What was the chick name? Sheba equivalent? I don't know. What? Immortal.
Oh, Shiva.
Yeah, Shiva.
Yeah, Shiva.
So yeah, he gets to come back. Me too. He gets to make his own staff. And then they dress him like a Tuscan.
Yep.
But like his own
like
version
you don't get
of it,
the
I
face
guess.
stuff. You don't get the face stuff.
Yeah.
I really hope we get to see like what's under all that for the Tuscans.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Because you don't even get to see the little kids. Like, what's the tradition behind that? Is it just to cover them from the sun?
Probably.
Yeah.
They live in the desert.
That's true.
2 suns.
I did for episode 2. My final kind of like thought was, one, I hope Han Solo shows up, which I already said.
You promised. You promised I'm dead.
And I thought it was really good. I thought it was much better. I thought it could like even be considered like a mini movie, like
Mhm.
on its own, right? I keep blanking out because I smoke too much. The last thing I did notice though is the contrast between what he's like when he's like Boba Fett, this what is it, Dayu they call him? Dayu?
Daimyo.
Okay, yeah, Daimyo. And when he's like hanging with the Tuscans, is he's kind of a chameleon. Like he's able to kind of adapt, like based on who he's talking to, which
Mhm.
kind of like makes his character even better. But my only other side note, and not an important note, but it's still there. When I was a child planning to marry Boba Fett one day, I did not imagine him looking like that underneath.
Too
And
bad. Too bad.
it kind of wrecked my lady boner. So
What? Like you don't like Boba Fett looking like a scarred peanut?
I'd be like, can we put the helmet back on?
Mandalorians aren't supposed to take these out. I'm not Mandalorian yet. It's okay.
And yeah, that's all I got. So for basically that, I thought they were doing pretty good so far. I'm interested.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Me too. Well, we got 4 more episodes. We got another one coming out tomorrow, probably today by the time we post this. And yeah, we'll talk about those ones after they air. So
yeah, as well as the prequels.
yeah.
Yeah,
Our
we're gonna
next
do a lot of
episodes,
Star Wars.
we're gonna be covering all the Star Wars, the prequels, the original trilogy, and the sequels.
And yeah, so
And Lacey hates the prequels.
and I hate them. Me hates them.
So
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun for me.
yeah. Yeah. So if you like hanging out with us, subscribe or follow us at the Duck Pond Pod. And I think that's what our Instagram's called, or the Duck Pond Podcast on Facebook.
Yep. Yeah.
And we did it.
That's it. Everybody get out of the pond.
Bye.